Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabansi. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and when we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today I may go off on this particular show here, so make sure you stick around for the fireworks. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. So let me just get into this topic here. Good Lord. As you guys know, Redick is one of the proponents out there that believes that, hey, this era of basketball that we're watching is the greatest thing since sliced bread. What you're seeing today is unlike anything we've ever seen before. Players today are so skilled, they're so talented, they're so athletic, and all of us should just be sitting up here, postrating and showing our gratitude for just how great these players are. And if you dare question anything about these players, you're a hater and blah, 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 blah. You don't want to see players win, etc., blah, 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 blah. While Redick was making all of these points, some of us were pushing back on some of the notions that he was trying to throw out there. When he said that this era is just as physical as the past, a lot of us looked at him like, yo, Brody, what's in that mug that you were sipping on when you were on ESPN First Take when you said that? Like, a lot of us were like, bro, what are you talking about? When you say that this era is just as physical. When he said that players today are more skilled than ever, a lot of us were like, but what are you talking about? How is this even possible? Then it reminded me of something one of the greatest players to ever play basketball had to say. This is Kobe Bryant, my favorite player of all time. And it reminded me of the time when Kobe was alive after he retired. And I think, no, one of them was after he retired and the other one was even while he was still playing towards the tail end of his career, where Kobe was always bitterly complaining about how NBA players or how basketball players are being reared today, and how they don't have any more fundamentals, and how he absolutely thinks that AAU is destroying basketball as we know it today. And he feels like the European model is actually developing better players. And I thought about it and I said, let me start to do some research. And while I was researching, basically trying to find these audios of Kobe saying this, I found two clips that we're going to play for you today, where Kobe Bryant perfectly obliterates and explains how Redick is absolutely clueless on this subject matter. So before we go too far, we want to play exactly what Kobe Bryant had to say in one of the clips where he was being interviewed post-game, and the other one when he went on ESPN First Take to sit down with Max Kellerman and Stephen A. Smith. So take a listen to what Kobe Bryant had to say there.
Kobe, you've been pretty critical of the AAU system and the way American players are brought up.
Not pretty critical, I'm extremely critical. I hate it. Because it doesn't teach our players how to play the right way. How to think the game, how to play in combinations of threes. And I think everything is it's a reward system. I think coaches who are teaching the game are getting rewarded one fashion or another. And it's just a showcase.
Do you feel like
it's absolutely horrible for the game.
The young guys that are coming up, do you feel like the game is kind of stiff, whereas when your guys were more skilled?
Yeah, but I think that was just by luck in the generation that I grew up in. You know what I mean? Because like my generation is when the AAU basketball really started becoming, and I got lucky because I grew up in Europe.
Right.
Everything there was still fundamental, so I learned all the basics. And I think we're doing a tremendous disservice to our young basketball players right now. That's something that definitely needs to be fixed, and it's going to be one of the things that I definitely focus on.
What are you seeing when you watch today's game? We got issues where we're questioning guys getting rest, taking rest, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, what do you see when you watch today's game?
Well, I mean, listen, the game has grown substantially. The age of social media has really altered or grown the amount of opinions that we have available to the game. So as a result, you have a wide-ranging opinion on one issue. Which is fine. But I think at the core of it all is the game itself. So if players are continuing to get better, that's what's most important. Now, in terms of the development of players, I feel like that has completely gone backwards. And it starts at a very at the youth level and growing up through AAU and so forth and so on. We're not teaching our kids the fundamentals of the game. We're not teaching them how to think the game. And that's a bigger issue. All the other things that surround the game will come and go. But the game itself is the most.
Kobe, is that really a bigger issue, or are you as an outlier? Like, you had a very well-rounded game, but not everyone did. There were a lot of bums compared to you then, just as there are now compared to the best players. Are you the old-timer now looking back and going, in my day, everyone knew the game? That was just you. Or do you really think it's gone backwards in that way?
No, it has. I mean, our development in USA basketball, you can just look at that on the surface and the difficulty and the challenges that we face in playing international competitions. So when I grew up and growing up overseas in Italy, I was very fortunate because I caught the teaching time in Europe. So, the Red Holtzmans, the Tex Winners, and all these great coaches at the time went over to Europe to teach coaches, have coaching clinics of how to train players. So when I was growing up, I caught the fundamentals of that game, right? Pau Gasol, Manu Ginobili, same thing. And so you look at the difficulty that we have had in international competition is because these players learn how to play the game and think the game at all levels. Pau Gasol, just as comfortable handling the ball as he is in the post. Marc Gasol, right? You look at San Antonio Spurs and the way that they move the ball. And so we have to do a better job developing our players.
So you heard what Kobe had to say. Now, first of all, let me say this. When it comes to basketball and listening to anybody talk about basketball, if I were given an option to choose between Kobe Bryant or JJ Redick, who would I want to listen to talk about basketball? If I had 1,000 opportunities, I would choose Kobe 1,001 times. I would choose Kobe 1,001 times to explain basketball to me because Kobe Bryant knew more about basketball than JJ Redick, clearly. It's not even in the same universe. Kobe Bryant was a basketball genius. No one ever said JJ Redick was a basketball genius ever. Kobe Bryant was a basketball savant. This is on offense. This is on defense. This is his ability to read the game. This is his ability to lead. This is not even up for discussion whatsoever. And Kobe doesn't need to use a bunch of data analytics to prove that to you. I think when you try to whenever you try to use a lot of numbers, it's like you're trying to convince people of an argument that even you yourself cannot explain without using numbers. So you have to resort to numbers in order to try to confuse people and all of that. If you can explain something complicated in a very simple way, you're a good teacher. But if you take something that's complicated and make it even more complicated, you're a terrible teacher. Kobe Bryant perfectly explained it. And it's one of the reasons why you see in today's game, players are pretty much two-dimensional. Dribble, 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 shoot. That's all, folks. Nothing else. An NBA game today is essentially a three-point shooting contest with layups. That's all it is. Drive, kick, swing, shoot. Swing, drive, kick, cut, swing. Drive, kick, shoot, swing, rebound. I'm under the rim. Do I lay it up? No. Rebound, kick, look out for the three-point shooter. Throw it out there it's just some of the dumbest basketball you can imagine. A guy gets an offensive rebound. Instead of trying to go up to lay the ball up, he tries to shoot the ball, pass the ball out back to the three-point line to take a lower percentage shot. It's unreal. Kobe also said something that I think may have gone over a lot of people's heads that I want to hammer down pretty quickly here. Did you notice where he said that he got lucky that he was able to go to Italy and learn the game from different camps like Tex Win and all of these guys when they were out there? Did you guys pay attention to that part? Because it was very, very important. If you look at the NBA today, of the 5 best players, 3 of them without a doubt are foreign players. 3 of them are all foreign players. Name the 5 best players in the world today. 3 of them are not from the United States. Nikola Jokic, Joel Embiid, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Those are the 5. If you go 10, 4 of them are all international players. And who just came across Victor Wembanyama? I hope I pronounced his name. If I butchered it, I am very, very sorry. I haven't got a hang of his name yet. They're already talking about if this guy amounts to Tim Duncan, he's a failure. All of them are coming from overseas. All of them. So what does that say about the programs that we have in the States at home here? What are we doing? So to me, it's absolutely laughable for the JJ Redicks of the world to tell you, oh, no, this is the best basketball we've ever seen. They're so advanced. No one with a brain has explained to me to this second, what exactly do you mean by players today are more advanced? No one can explain it. They say, well, they're so much more athletic. How are you quantifying this information? Based on what exactly? Because John Morant can jump high? Have you seen Vince Carter jump? Did you ever see Dominique Wilkins jump? Did you ever see Julius Randle? Not Julius Randle. Dr. J jump? Did you ever see him jump? Players are as athletic as they've pretty much always been. I'm not seeing anything, oh my God, this guy can, I'm not seeing anything, oh, this is incredible. Before there was John Morant, there was Derrick Rose. Before there was John Morant, there was Derrick Rose. And newsflash for you, Derrick Rose was actually more athletic than John Morant. Do you know why? Because Derrick Rose was even faster. Go look at a Derrick Rose highlight when he was running through on a fast break. He was like a lightning bolt jolting down the court. So players today are not more athletic. They're not more skilled. One would make an argument they're even more limited today. Because if they're not dribbling and shooting threes, what else are they doing? And you saw that in the Boston Celtics game versus the Miami Heat. If they couldn't make threes, it's like they're like, wait, so there's nothing else we can do as basketball players? Why do you think some of the hardest players to guard in the NBA today are three-level players? Post, mid-range, three. Those are the Kawhi Leonards of the world. Those are the Devin Bookers of the world. Those are the Kevin Durant's of the world. Those are the Luka Doncic's of the world. These are the Joel Embiid's of the world. These are the Nikola Jokic's of the world. This is not something complicated. So don't let these dudes, just because they have a suit on, confuse you. You don't need to go to MIT to understand basketball. Trust me, you don't. And I thought it was just profound that one of the 5 greatest players of all time basically shot holes in every single argument that JJ Redick is making. So let me ask you, who would you rather listen to tell you about basketball? JJ Redick or Kobe Bryant? Like, let's be for real. No one thought about the game at a deeper level than Kobe. No one. And for damn sure not JJ Redick. For damn sure. Kobe was a basketball savant. Kobe cannot just explain stats to you. Kobe can actually show you how to improve your basketball game on offense, on defense, and how to be a leader. That was Kobe Bryant. Let's not get it twisted. That's what Kobe had to say. And I thought it was important that we share this message to show you that there was another school of thought out there. That as a matter of fact, what JJ Redick is saying is not the only gospel out there. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you on the next show. Peace.